He never took risks. He always chose the safe path, the certain option, the comfortable choice. And for a while, it worked. But slowly, quietly, something inside him died. And by the time he noticed, it was almost too late. This is his story. His name was Aryan, 32 years old, engineer, stable job, good salary. Aryan was the smart one, the one who never made mistakes, never failed, never embarrassed himself, because he never tried anything uncertain. In college, while his friends started businesses that failed, Aryan studied. While they traveled to unknown places, Aryan stayed home. While they took jobs they weren't sure about, Aryan waited for the safe offer. And it paid off on paper. He had a good life, predictable, secure, comfortable. But here's what no one saw. Every night, Aryan lay awake, thinking about the things he never did, the business he never started, the trip he never took, the dream he never chased. He felt hollow, like he was watching life happen to other people, while he sat on the sidelines, safe but invisible. One day, Aryan went to a college reunion. His friends were there, laughing, sharing stories. One friend had started a company. It failed twice, but the third time it worked. Another friend had moved to 3 different cities, struggled, but found himself. They had scars, mistakes, regrets, but they were alive. Aryan sat quietly, listening. Someone asked him, "What about you, Aryan? What have you been up to?" He smiled. "Same job, doing well, stable." They nodded politely. Then the conversation moved on. Aryan realized something painful. He had no stories, no failures, no risks, no adventures, just safety. That night he sat alone in his apartment. He looked around. Everything was in order, clean, organized, safe. But he felt like a stranger in his own life. He had spent 32 years avoiding mistakes, and in the process, he avoided living. He never failed, but he never truly succeeded either. He never got hurt, but he never felt truly alive. He was safe, but at what cost? The next morning, Aryan went for a walk. He ended up near a construction site. A young worker was climbing scaffolding, high, dangerous. Aryan stopped, watched. An older worker stood nearby, supervising. Aryan walked over. "Isn't that dangerous?" The older man looked at him. "Of course." "Then why do it?" The man smiled. "Because the building won't build itself." He pointed to the structure going up. "You see that? 3 months ago, it was just ground, flat, safe, nothing." He paused. "If we played it safe, it would still be nothing." Aryan stared at the unfinished building. The old man continued. "People think safety means avoiding danger. But you know what's really dangerous?" He looked at Aryan. "Never building anything, never trying, never risking." He pointed to the ground. That ground was safe, but it was also empty. The old man walked away. Aryan stood there, staring at the construction, and for the first time, he understood. That night, Aryan couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about the construction site, the empty ground, safe, but useless. He realized something painful. That was him. For 32 years, he had been protecting empty ground, avoiding risks, avoiding failure, avoiding uncertainty. And what did he build? Nothing. He had a job, but no purpose. He had stability, but no passion. He had safety, but no life. He realized playing it safe isn't protection, it's a prison. Every time he chose safety over risk, he chose nothing over something. Every time he avoided failure, he avoided growth. Every time he stayed comfortable, he stayed small. He thought safety was wisdom, but it was fear in disguise. Aryan made a decision that night. He wouldn't play it safe anymore. Not because safety is bad, but because he had something worth risking for. His life, his dreams, his potential. The next week, he did something he'd never done before. He applied for a job he wasn't sure he'd get, a role that scared him.
he got rejected. And for the first time, he felt proud, not of failing, but of trying. Then he applied again somewhere else, another risk. This time, he got it. It was harder than his old job, more uncertain, less safe, but he felt alive for the first time in years. He wasn't protecting empty ground anymore. He was building something. 1 year later, Aryan's life looked completely different. He had failed at some things, succeeded at others. He made mistakes, learned lessons, took risks, and he was happy. Not because everything worked out, but because he was finally living. He learned the hardest lesson of his life. Safety isn't free. It costs you everything you could have become. Most people think playing it safe protects them, but it doesn't. It protects you from failure, but also from success. It protects you from pain, but also from joy. It protects you from risk, but also from life. You can spend your whole life on safe ground, never falling, never failing, never getting hurt, but also never building anything, never becoming anything, never truly living. The construction worker was right. If you want to build something, you have to risk something. And yes, you might fall, you might fail, but at least you tried, at least you built, at least you lived. Safety is not the goal. Growth is, and growth only happens when you leave safe ground. Right now, you're probably playing it safe somewhere, in your career, your relationships, your dreams. You're waiting for guarantees, for certainty, for safety. But let me ask you this. What are you building on that safe ground? What are you becoming by never risking anything? You think you're protecting yourself, but you're not. You're just staying small. The ground was safe, but it was also empty. Don't spend your life protecting emptiness. Take the risk, make the leap, build something. You might fail, but you might also become everything you were meant to be. And that's worth the risk. Stop playing it safe. Start playing to win. If this story touched you, like, share, and subscribe for more stories that challenge you to stop hiding and start living.